When we look at a robot, one thing is very common among them, that is the actuator. This actuator or the motors could vary from this small RC-based servo motor for the beginner or starters to these advanced motors which are used in even humanoid robots. So in this video, I am going to explain you all of these actuators in a detailed way, and we are going to explore what are their application, how to use them, and what and where you can implement this in your project. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So for every actuator, we will cover 4 things: who it is meant for and roughly where it fits in terms of cost, where it is commonly used, how to control it and the electronics or communication protocol it requires, and finally the real world application where it is meant to be used. So by the end of this video, you will have a clearer idea which actuator should you choose for your application in your project. So the first motor and the actuator that we are going to cover here is the geared DC motors. So if you are getting started with robotics, this is probably one of the best motor you can buy. The reason is simple: it's small, affordable, easy to control, and powerful enough for many beginners and intermediate robotics projects. You'll find this motor in all sort of projects like line follower robot, obstacle avoidance robot, or some of the DIY robotic vehicle or some RC cars. So you may think why we call it a geared DC motor. So actually inside this, there's actually a tiny high-speed DC motor. On its own, that motor spins very fast but produces very little torque. To make it useful, a gearbox is attached to the front. The gearbox reduces the speed and increases the torque, making the motor capable of moving a robot or carrying a small load. These motors are available with different gear ratios like 10 RPM, 20 RPM, 100 RPM, even 1000 RPM is available. So a lower RPM generally means it have higher torque, while a higher RPM gives you more speed but less torque. So based on that, you can choose which motor you require for your application. Controlling a geared DC motor is very straightforward. Since it's just a brush DC motor, you only need a DC motor driver such as L293D or L298N or TB6612FNG or DRV8833, along with a microcontroller like ESP32, STM32 or Arduino. So for the speed control, we use PWM, that is pulse width modulation. And if you want to change the direction of rotation, the motor driver simply reverses the polarity of the voltage supplied to the motor. One limitation of a standard geared DC motor is that it don't know its position or its speed. It simply rotates when power is applied. So if your project requires accurate speed measurement or precise movement, you should use N20 gear motor or any other gear motor with encoders. So using this encoder, you can convert or you can get the feedback, that is the position feedback, speed feedback, or the direction of rotation that motor is making. So overall, if you're building your first robotics project or learning the basics of robotics, then geared DC motor is one of the best places to start because it's inexpensive, reliable, and teaches you the fundamental of robot motor control before moving on to the advanced actuators or motors. And the next actuator is the RC servo motors. And this is probably one of the most popular motor you will find in robotics, RC vehicle and DIY project. So unlike a DC motor that keeps spinning continuously, an RC servo is designed to move to a specific angle or hold that position. Inside an RC servo, there's a small DC motor, a gearbox to increase the torque, and a position sensor, usually a potentiometer. The servo motor continuously compares its current position with the angle you command and automatically moves until both matches. This closed loop control is built into the servo itself, so you don't have to implement it in your own code. These servo motors usually rotate up to 180 degree, but you can also find 120 degree or 360 degree servo motors out there in the market. So some of the common example and very famous one of this servo motor are MG90S or MG995R or MG996R. Each offer different sizes and torque based on your different application that you require in your project. So using an RC servo is very simple. It has only 3 wires: power, ground, and a signal wire. The signal wire is controlled using a PWM control signal, which tells the servo the angle it should move to. Since the control electronics are already inside the servo, you don't need a separate motor driver. You can connect it directly to an Arduino, ESP32, Raspberry Pi, or almost any microcontroller capable of generating PWM signal. One another way to control this servo motor is to use the servo motor tester, which can generate this PWM signal easily. RC servo motors are commonly used in an RC car or RC aeroplanes like this one I have. And many educational projects are also using RC servos based for a hobby-based project. So the next actuator is the stepper motors. And this is where we start moving from hobby-based project or hobby-based robotics toward industrial automation. Stepper motors are popular because they offer high position accuracy at relatively low cost, making them a great choice for serious hobbyists and many industrial applications. Unlike DC motors, which rotate continuously when power is applied, a stepper motor rotates in a small, fixed step. For example, a common stepper motor has a 20 step per revolution, meaning each step rotates the shaft by 1.8 degrees. So by continuing these steps, you can control the actuator or your robotic arm very accurately without needing any position sensor or external encoder built into it. So stepper motor are available in different sizes. Small ones are mostly used in beginner or a small project like CNC motors, while NEMA 70, NEMA 23 or NEMA 34 are widely used in professional and industrial machines. So to make stepper motors move, you cannot directly use microcontrollers to drive these motors. It requires a stepper motor driver such as ULN 2003 or TB6600 or TMC2209 or DRV8825. And one of the very famous one is A4988 motor drivers. Modern stepper motor driver use two different control logics. First is step, where each pulse moves the motor by one step, and direction, which controls the direction of rotation of your stepper motor. So whenever there is a precise and repeatable motion is required, then you will mostly find stepper motor in those kind of application. So the next actuator is the linear actuator. So unlike your normal DC geared motor or any motors which produce rotational motion, linear actuators produce linear motion. So there are several ways you can actually build your own DIY linear actuator, and I have also used a lot of these using ball screw or lead screw based system, and I have built my own linear actuator using this. So to drive a linear actuator, that totally depends on your motor that is used in a linear actuator. So if it is a DC linear actuator, you will need a motor driver like H-bridge or the normal DC motor controller that we have seen before. But if it is a stepper motor, you will need a stepper motor driver like A4988 or TMC2209. So all of these depend on the manufacturer or the type of actuator or the linear actuator that you are using. One thing to remember here is that most of the linear actuator have their built-in switches or the built-in limit switches, which make them limited to move to certain degree or certain distance from their initial point. So whenever a machine needs to push, pull or lift any object or any load, then mostly those are those could be covered using a linear actuator. So the next motor is the BLDC motor, and this is most known and highly used motors that are used in any kind of drone or RC plane or RC craft. So unlike your normal DC motor, the BLDC motor does not have brushes inside. Since there is no brushes rubbing against each other, the motor runs more effectively, produces less heat, lasts much longer and can achieve much higher speed. BLDC motors are available in different sizes and prices also. So smaller ones are affordable for hobbies or your drone based project or some RC vehicle, while larger and more powerful versions are used in industrial machine or electric vehicle or some advanced robotic system. One important thing that you need to know is that you cannot power the BLDC motor directly from your microcontroller or from your battery or power source. It always requires an electronic speed controller that is called ESC. The ESC generates the three-phase signal needed to rotate the motor and also control its speed. So most of the hobby ESC are controlled using PWM signals, just like your RC servo motor, which are controlled using PWM signal. But more advanced ESC support digital communication protocols such as D-Short, CAN bus, UART or SPI. So the next type of motor is gimbal motor. These are also called outrunner direct drive BLDC motor. So unlike your normal BLDC motor, gimbal motors are designed for very smooth tasks. So for example, your camera stabilization, very smooth transition in each of the rotation or the transition between one step to the next. To use a gimbal motor, you cannot simply provide a power source or connect it with a microcontroller or connect it with a ESC. It requires a different kind of controller and one of the most popular controller is the FOC controller that is used highly in the robotics, that is called field oriented controllers. And using this controller, we can precisely control the magnetic field inside the motor. So FOC provide smoother motion, quieter operation, better torque control and very much precision compared to the standard ES. These controllers often work together with high resolution magnetic encoders such as AS5047 or more cheaper magnetic encoder like AS5600 or other absolute encoder to achieve very accurate position, velocity and torque control. So depending on the controller, communication is usually done over different protocols like UART, SPI, USB So if you are building some exoskeleton or some robotic joint with a high back drivability, then gimbal motor is one of the good suggestion with the FOC controller. Is that something that I could suggest you to have. And also I will try to make a very detailed video on FOC controller, because this is one of the important topic if we are talking about the motors in that is used in the real robots. So FOC controller, understanding FOC drives is very important. So I will make a dedicated video. So stay with me, and if you didn't subscribe my channel, then do subscribe it, and let's go ahead. So the next category of motor is the serial bus servo motor. So serial bus servo motor, unlike your RC servo motor, they have I could say smart feature, and these are the servo motor which are highly being adapted for on the robotics community, especially when we are talking about smart robots or those robots which are actually smarter. If you are just entering into the AI world, or if you want to train your own robotics model, then these servo motor are the best gateway or entry point if you want to go into this. So at first glance they look more like an RC servo, but internally they are much more advanced. A smart servo contains a motor, gearbox, encoder, motor driver, and its own microcontroller. That is the great part of it. So instead of simply receiving an angle command, it can also send information back to the controller, making it a closed loop actuator. So example of these servos include like Waveshare ST3215, which I have here, and another SC servos or this serial bus servo is that SM85CL from Feetech. And there are all more different kind of different categories of these servos are available. So unlike your normal RC servos where we are sending PWM signal individually to each of the servo, what we are doing here with the SC servos or S-bus servos is that we are connecting all of these servos in a daisy chain, and this feature greatly reduces the number of wire that we are using in our robot, or when we are connecting multiple joints. So depending on the manufacturer, these servos typically use communication protocols such as UART, TTL serial, or RS485 or CAN bus. So this servo motor usually require an external motor driver. So for example, this is a Waveshare servo motor driver, which can control the ST3215 servo motor. And if you want to control that SM85CL motor, then I have this extra motor driver that is used to control the SM85CL servo motor, or those kind of servo motor which require those communication protocol like RS485. So as the SM85CL servo motor uses RS485, we will be using this particular motor driver to control it. So if your goal is to build a professional robotics career, and if you want to get into this kind of professional work, then I would suggest go with this kind of servo motor or application related to these servos. So it is time to conclude this entire video with our the best motor, I could say, and very close to, or I could say almost into robotics industries, because you can use this to build your own humanoid robot, or this motors to build your own bipedal robot, humanoid robot, and any kind of robot you have seen right now in internet or in YouTube. Then most of the robot are using this kind of motors. So right now this is called CubeMars AK series motor, and this is AK66 B1.1 kV or 80 kV motor thing, and everything is built in one package, so you don't need to assemble different component yourself. This actuator are mostly designed for advanced robotics or research or robotic startup. So most of the companies or real life industrial companies out there, they are actually building humanoid robot using these motors. And also controlling this motor is really and fairly simple. All you require is a microcontroller and a driver that that can communicate with the CAN bus. So if you want to control this motor, you can directly use ESP32, STM32, but you require a CAN hat, or I could say an CAN controller for this, because it works on CAN network. So with just few CAN messages, you can also send a lot of actuator position data. So for example, velocity, position control, torque control, or even combined impedance control. And so here you can see in this motor there is a kV rating, that is 80 kV motor. So what it means is that motor is speed constant. So for example, it is optimized for high torque at lower speed. So this make it an excellent choice for robotic joints. So different CubeMars actuator are available with different gear ratio and kV values. You can check out in their site. I will put the link on the description, and you can go there and check out their large varieties of different motor. Well, there are different manufacturers out there also doing this kind of same building this kind of same actuator. You can check out, and I will put some link on the description through which you can visit their site and you can explore more of this motor. This motor also combines everything you have learned through this video, so like BLDC motor, FOC controller, the encoder, gear reducer and CAN communication, so into one powerful actuator, so that you can integrate or directly use with your robot. So this is the complete overview of this entire video. We have moved from this small hobby servo motors to this actually use humanoid robot actuator, and I will make a very dedicated video on FOC controller because this is a topic that I really believe everyone should know about. So I will be making those videos, and if you want to learn more on robotics and if you are very interested in learning robotics, then go check out my course, and I have started my course there, and you can just follow along the series and you are going to cover up all the basics and up to all the advanced topic, and I will be explaining everything in that series. So go and check it out, and this is all about this video. I am Vikas. I love robotics. See you next time. Till then, bye.